New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Good evening to you. Good afternoon, Black billionaires. This is ERGJ. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put in the book, we absolutely will find it. And we're going through the book, Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator and CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club, which is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. You can pick that book up by simply going to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. You can get the book, or you can download the digital file as well. You get the digital download for a little bit less expensive, The Black Billionaires Club. Now, again, guys, we are continuing along. We're actually in the last chapter, by the way. The last chapter of this book, oh, man, we've been flying through this thing. Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Now, this book is recommended by Black Enterprise. It said this book should be required reading for all African Americans truly committed to the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. All African Americans truly committed to the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. Now, I want you to understand that this book is $7.99. It's $8. And they say it's required reading for all African Americans who truly committed to the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. You want to guess how many African Americans won't go get the book? You want to guess how many won't invest $8 to read something that could change their life? But yet they spend a whole bunch of money messing up their life, but they won't spend very little money fixing their life. That's the problem that we have. We simply choose not to do the things that people tell us we should do, and we spend a whole bunch of time doing the things that we know we shouldn't do. And the stuff that we shouldn't do, we spend a whole bunch of money doing that. But anyway, we're into chapter 12, and this chapter is called Outer Space, The Great Discovery. So we're going to get right into this thing, guys. The New Black Wall Street Book Club, Black folk do read. Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Outer Space, Your Great Discovery. So it normally starts with a couple of quotes, and this one's from Peter Daniels, who says this: what makes the great great? It's a sense of destiny. How many of you billionaires got a sense of destiny? You got a sense of destiny. Second quote here is from Paul Lawrence Dunbar. That's a great philosopher. He said, the mind is the standard of the man. The mind is the standard of the man. And Napoleon Hill goes on to say this, and I quote, you can be anything you want to be if only you believe with sufficient conviction and act in accordance with that faith. For whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. You can be anything you want to be. As a matter of fact, I venture to say that you are what you want to be. Yeah, you've thought your way into where you are now. But guess what? You can change your thoughts at any point in time. You can be anything you want to be. Anything. So the question is, if you're not living the life that you say you want to live, why not? What's stopping you? And once you realize, you get in front of that mirror, and you say, you know what? Now that I think about it, I've been holding myself back. Now that I think about it, I'm my own worst enemy. Now that I realize that I've been messing myself up from accomplishing things I say I want to accomplish, then you begin the process of repair. You can begin the process of fixing where you messed up. But it's going to start by you admitting that you're the problem. That's hard for people to do. It's easier for them to blame everybody else for their problems instead of saying, you know what, I'm the problem. And I'm going to fix this problem. And I'm going to take control of this issue. Let's read. The great savannas of the African continent are ancient and seemingly changeless. It's a place where the wind blows and the days pass as they did millions of years ago. It's a land rich and beautiful, but mysterious. Here life abounds, though death is never far off. It's in this unforgiving place, nature and time brought forth a creature unlike any before, upright and curious, confident and adept. This creature saw the world unlike anyone before him, forced from the jungle into the savannah. It emerged a fierce competitor, armed with a brain and unparalleled power. It was not only able to adapt to the world, but have its world adapt to it. A new being has stepped forth, a human being, a black man. We are newcomers against the vast backdrop of the past. We are human beings with a brain that would soon reshape the very world that brought it forth. Within this brain burns an invisible cellular flame that controls its world. It struggles with the most human of questions. Who am I? And why am I? This human houses a steering mechanism that can refashion positive and negative thoughts as artfully as it could fashion flame and food and shelter for its survival. The human brain is a 3-pound mental guide wire that is comprised of 100 billion soft, wet, fragile cells small enough to balance in the palm of the hand. Here resides the architecture of our experience, the mindscape of human thought. But how does this crackling fire stop time and memory? Though it does not generate enough energy to illuminate a light bulb, the brain is still the most powerful energy source on earth. It is the center of every insight and invention, every vision and idea, every symphony, painting, and poem. To paraphrase William Shakespeare, this is truly the stuff of which dreams are made. This cellular network holds the record of who and what we are and the experience we call life. And through it flow the forces that have accomplished all that our species has brought to the planet. No mammal enters the universe more helpless than the human being, but none shows so much promise. While creatures are blessed with greater speed and size and strength, they lack the power of the human brain. By now you realize that all that man achieves or fails to achieve is a result of his own thoughts. All that man achieves or fails to achieve is the result of his own thoughts. A man can rise and can conquer and achieve only by lifting his thoughts. He will remain weak, spiritless, and miserable by refusing to do so. Before a man can achieve anything, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. The higher he lifts his thoughts, the more upright and righteous he becomes. The greater will be his success, and it will bless and adoring his achievements. The universe does not favor the greedy. It does not favor the dishonest. It does not favor the lazy, although on the surface it may sometimes appear so. Instead, it helps the honest, the persevering, and the virtuous. A strong man cannot help a weak man unless the weaker man is willing to be helped. A strong man cannot help a weaker man unless the weaker man is willing to be helped. And this is the problem I run into all the time. I'm pretty strong when it comes to money. I'm pretty strong when it comes to finance. And I know a whole bunch of weak people in this area. But I can't help the weak unless they are willing to be helped. And even then, the weaker man must become strong himself. He must, by his own efforts, develop the strength that he admires in another. No one but he can alter his condition. No one but you can alter your condition. There's nothing in the universe that limits him. The great masters of the ages have declared this in varying forms. To prove this maxim, a man needs only to persist in making himself more virtuous by lifting his thoughts. Achievement of any kind is the crowning effort of self-discipline. With the support of the aforementioned principles, a man ascends. Through neglect, that same man declines. Through neglect, that same man declines. The ultimate resource. When asked to describe a man's greatest resource, James Allen, the English essayist, told the following tale. One day, two successful businessmen were standing on the bridge overlooking Niagara Falls, impressed by the breathtaking view. One turned to the other and said, "Behold, the greatest source of undeveloped power in America." "No," replied his friend, "America's greatest source of undeveloped power is the soul of man." In our country, thousands of people of all races try desperately to excuse themselves for their lack of achievement. Millions turn their attention toward poverty and failure and are receiving both in overabundance. Try to uncover any reason for this inactivity and you will hear the following arguments. It's society's fault. Or the circumstances are beyond my control. Or better yet, you either have it or you don't. These people view themselves as victims of an unforgiving system rigged for their eventual demise. When you study the unheralded accomplishments of the thousands who have walked out of the ghettos into greatness, you uncover the truth. These poor, despondent victims are actually volunteers who are ignorantly cooperating in their own failure. How does that be like, man, to be ignorantly cooperating in your own failure, your own demise? 1 second. Many men and women idle away their lives. Many men and women idle away their lives. Waiting for something to turn up or for someone to give them a boost. The greatest evil lies within the minds of those who believe that the world owes them something or that somebody must help them before they ever start. I know so many people like this. And they say stuff like, we'll do it together. I'm like, yeah, we surely will do it together when you get started. They sit there waiting on somebody else to start something for them that they can start themselves. And I'll be like, man, you better remember Forrest Gump. You know what? Forrest Gump, he decided to do. He's going to go running. And he just kept running. And he was running by himself for a long time. And then guess what? People saw he was running. They didn't know what the hell he was running for. But it looked like he had a purpose. And then guess what? They started running with him. And I want to tell you that some of y'all need to understand, y'all just need to start running. And y'all going to be running, and people going to see that y'all running. They ain't going to know why the hell you running, but they going to say he must be going somewhere. She must be going somewhere. And guess what? They're going to start running with you. The same way that Forrest Gump decided he was going to stop. He looked back and said, all these people are running. They don't even know why they're running. I didn't even know why I was running. I'm tired of running. I'm going home. And then the people were like, well, what do we do now? Well, hey, you got to figure that out. Right? Always waiting. What are you waiting on?